So can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay. Mm, Yeah. So like so in the previous KT we have already seen like how to install the AI for inference model, how to call the API, etc. Right? So today we will see the like a brief overview of the code, like how we are
Amit,
how we
please
yeah
hold on for a second.
yeah okay.
Mhm. Arvind is Uh-huh. Okay, Amit, we can start now.
Okay. So like now we will see how the like how we use the NMT, the indic trans model for the translation. So like as you know that like maybe already Ratan has mentioned that like we are getting only the text part.
Yeah.
So in NMT part, the in NMT module, the input is only text. So we don't have the track about like the who was the user, or from which document we are getting the sentences. Okay. So we start from the uh, Kafka. We start from the Kafka wrapper. So again, for going into the, I'm not going to the detail of like how the producer and consumer is working.
Yeah.
So for NMT module, our means we should start from the document translator. Okay. So
Mhm.
like means here you can see that like the how the Kafka has been called, like the consumer, the producer for like for managing the text. Okay, for managing the messages and the users. So
Mhm.
if you will see that here you will have the log information, how we are getting the message, and to print everything means to get the log information. Okay, for
Mhm.
translating we need to focus on this line.
Okay.
Okay, so here you can see that like the fair document translate service dot batch translator. So we need to go there into batch translator part. So this should be defined within the class, like the fair document translation service. So we go to the definition. So here you can see that this is the name of the class. Okay, and this is the batch translator. Here you can see that like the parameter is the input dictionary. So maybe we see the structure of the input dictionary, then that would be good. Okay, so here what is the we are passing the input dictionary. So in this case, input dictionary is the translation batch, right? This one, we are passing this as the parameter. So if you will see what is the content of the so translation batch basically is a dictionary. So you can see that here we have declared the translation batch. Okay,
Okay.
so this is basically a dictionary. Here this is the content of the translation batch. So this is the name of the ID and source list. Okay,
Okay, so Amit,
yeah.
like in indic to indic, we are passing the sentence to sentence, right? Only one source and only one target was expected. But in batch, we are passing in batch, right? So it will be a list of sentences, right?
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
in one language only.
What?
In one language only, right?
Yes, yes, in one language, yeah.
But we are not passing the language here, is it?
No, no, no. Yeah, like in the batch translator, the source and the target language is same for all the sentences.
Uh,
Okay.
but we are not passing the language here.
No, the model ID is for that.
Oh.
So you can see the input ID, the model ID. If you will go in the detail, like so, like you see the here. If you will translate the document translate, so you can get the information about the config file. Okay, like here we are importing the config file.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so if you will again import config, it means that the construction config, where is the config? This one, this directory. Okay, so it means that like when you are importing the config directory, it means that like the constructor of this one is automatically called,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
So yeah, we are basically we are here. So here in the batch translator part, you are passing the source list and the ID. Okay,
Okay.
so go to the definition of the batch translator. Okay, we will.
In services, where is it? Document translate. It's in your left only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one. Okay,
Yeah.
so in the like the in the input dictionary that correspond to output batch, right? So
Yeah.
here there were two key values for the dictionary. One was the ID, the second one is the source list. Source list is nothing but the all sentences, the like the like the list of sentences for which we want to get the translation. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the model ID, information about the model ID.
Okay.
Again we are we are creating like the tagged source list. These are the variable we are going to use. Like in the first step we count the total number of sentences in the batch. Means as we know that like we are passing the sentences in a batch, so in the second step how many sentences are there, we need to know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is, you will find the number of sentences in the same way. We will have to create the uh, tagged source list and the tagged target list. So why we are doing this? So like as I have told you, like when we are translating from English to any of the Indic languages, so we are using one model, right? So when we are using one model, and like now means when suppose we are translating from English to Hindi, so we got the translation in the Hindi, we got the translation in the script language, right? We were talking about the like the we are getting the we are getting the translation or the output in the script, not in the Hindi English or Tamil, right?
Yeah.
So now the thing is, once you have the script, maybe the Devanagari script, okay, so how you will consider that those we should consider those Devanagari script as the Hindi language or the Bengali or the Marathi language. So we need to track those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Means we have the Devanagari script. So from the means the output is the Devanagari script. From the output Devanagari script, we need to convert into the target language. Whatever our target language would be. Okay, so we need to identify that what is the target language. So for that purpose, what we are using, we use the tag. So like in the beginning of each of the sentences, we provide some tag information. In the tag information, the information about the source as well as the target language. I can show you one example. You can see the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see. So this is, suppose this is the sentence. Okay. This is the sentence, and here you can see this is the source language in English, and we want the translation in the Hindi. So this is the thing we can call it as the tag. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are giving only this part as an input. So this actually this is the part of the pre-processing step. Okay.
Mhm.
So again, so these are the variable we are going to use for that purpose. So again, here with the help of loaded models, you can load the library. You can load the models actually.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the definition. So
Yeah.
you have the file, the model loader. Here you have the variable loaded models.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we have the function return loaded models. So if you want, you can go to the definition there. So here you can see the here we are loading the information about each of the model. You can see there. Uh, right.
Yeah.
Go back to our previous. Now this one. So actually what we are doing, from the language we are converting into the corresponding script. Okay. Again, from the corresponding script, we are converting it into the Devanagari script. And for each of the Devanagari script, we have the Unicode. And here again, we are using the byte pair encoding scheme to limit the vocabulary. Okay, to like minimize the size of the memory. Okay.
Okay.
So that's why here, like in the beginning, we have the information only about the source language, right? So for the source language, we need to load the vocabulary, right? And the vocabulary is in the byte pair encoding format. So this function will do the same. If you want, you can go there. You can check it. So this one you can see.
Okay.
This one is the ID source BP target BP. Okay. So, but like we don't need to go to detail of all these things. I think okay, but that is fine. So yeah, again here, like get source and target language dictionary. So with the help of this function, you are getting the dictionary associated with the source as well as the target language. You can see the definition here.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I think here we are reading the configuration file, the config file. If you remember the fetch model.json.
Yeah.
Okay, and the information about each of the model. Once here you have the ID of the model and then the source language. With the help of, you can get it. Okay.
Okay.
If you are not good, means if you will go through the code, you can get it. So these are not very complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So now we have the source list. Source list matlab, source list means like the list of sentences. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are taking the index as well as as well as the each of the sentences. Okay, and then we are calling the encode translate decode function. From this one, here is the variable. You can get the information about the model. Okay, and then this is the function we are calling, where we do all the necessary steps. So encode translate decode. So let's start with this one, this function, then I will explain the above. Okay, so here means we need to check that, like, if the source language is in English. If the source language is in English, it means that like I don't know, they have seen some samples where the header of the document is in the capital letter, so they check this thing. Okay.
Okay.
So basically we have the sentences, like we have the sentences in the inputs. So we are creating the list of those sentences. Next one is the, like, we are pre-processing the those sentences. So here in the pre-processor step, we are passing two parameters: the set of sentences as well as the source language. So if you go to the definition of here, yeah. So yeah, this function is used for the normalization, tokenization, and for the conversion of script purpose. You can see that. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Basically, here we have the sentences, we are normalizing it, and then we are doing the tokenization.
Okay.
And then we apply the byte pair encoding. as I have told you in the beginning.
Yeah.
So you can go to the same function. Okay, this is in the last of this the same Python script. Uh, okay. Now this one. We were talking about the tag part. You remember? So this function is apply language tag is used for the that purpose. Like here you can see that. So here basically we are adding this thing, the same one, this one, this part. After pre-processing the steps, so we have already done the tokenization. So you can see these sentences. These are the tokenized sentence, right? And after that we are adding the tag. So this is for this first part is for the source, and the second is part for the target language.
Okay.
And if you will, yeah. Okay, and then like we have for like the next thing is like we don't want to overload the NMT server. Okay, so here we have keep one restriction that like for a single sentence that the number of tokens should not be greater than 200.
Okay, I might have to wait a second. Okay, go
Uh,
ahead.
okay, so the here the restriction is that in a single sentence the number of tokens should the number of token it means that the number of after applying the byte pair encoding we have the subword. Okay, so the number of subword tokens should not be greater than 200. You got my point?
Yeah, yeah.
So means like we can change that thing, like the 200 is again the parameter. Okay,
Mhm.
and so the next one is the if you want you can go to the definition of this one. So here you can see the sentence, the number of words you are getting, the number of words, and this is the limit.
Okay.
So currently in the current setup it is 200.
Mhm.
Okay, and now with the help of translate function, so that is defined in the translator. Okay, so with the help of translate function, like we have the I final is the tokenized sentence, the tag tokenized sentence. We are passing this as the input in the translate function, and we are getting the translated output. So that we are storing the translation.
Okay.
Okay.
You
Mm,
added this new line, is it? Paragraph sentence tokenizer. It wasn't there before.
which one?
Paragraph sentence tokenizer. Did you add this line later?
Yes, yes, yes. Where is the paragraph? Okay, I think I should explain this one first. Then, uh, okay, so the same thing. You are getting the translation,
Mhm.
and now it is the okay. One minute. Yeah. So once we have the translated sentence, we need to do the processing step, right? Because we are getting the translation in the script languages, right?
Yeah.
So maybe should go there. So you can see here the post process function. Again, we are doing the detokenization. Okay, then we are for the English language, like we only need to do the detokenization. But if the language is not in the English, what we need to do? We need to convert from the script language first tokenization to the script language, and then from the script language to the corresponding languages. Okay. So
Okay.
for that purpose, we are using the Indic NLP library. So these are the things we have not defined. So for that purpose, we are using the, yeah, Ratan.
No, no.
And
Amit, please
again,
go
we are
ahead.
for that thing. Yeah. Yeah. So as I told you, we have converted the whole script in ultimately into the Unicode. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the thing we are using here, the post processing step. And once we have the post process the sentence, then we are returning the translated sentence. Okay,
Okay.
Surti. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now coming to the point. So this is the whole thing about the translation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you remember, some days ago we have the problem of the partial translation issue,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
right?
Yeah.
So here what happens when we are creating the batch, in batch we are I told you that we are batching, we are passing a sentence like we are passing the sentences in the batch. Okay, so in one batch sometimes what we are doing, we are passing the whole paragraph, or maybe single sentence, maybe two sentences, maybe few sentences, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So here you can see the pre-processing steps. Sorry, here what we have done. So if the like the text is in like the if the source list I means if the text is in for the like I mean to say that like the source is a list. Okay, so in for one source we can have more than one sentences, right?
Yeah.
Means because we are creating the batch size of 25, but even in that batch size, all those 25 are not a single sentence. In some of those we can pass the whole paragraph, or maybe the 2 line or 3 lines, something like that, right?
Mhm.
So the problem is like when we were doing the pre-processing step and when we were doing the tokenization, the we are forcing the limit of 200.
Oh.
Here if you remember,
Okay.
I have told you that the truncate part, right? So for a single sentence, like it is very rare that in a single sentence you have more than 200 token. But like
Yeah.
if you will talk about one paragraph, in that case it is very high chances that like the total number of tokens present in that paragraph would be more than 200.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay,
Sorry
so
to
that was
interrupt
the
in
problem.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt in this. We uh, is for NMT.
uh, Ratan, I cannot hear you. Your voice is broken. Can you repeat? I cannot
Okay.
hear you. Your voice is broken actually.
Can you hear me now?
Ah,
I hope you hear me now.
no, no. Yes, now it is fine. I think, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So in this case, we had an issue in translation where for certain sentences, our translated part was coming up empty. And only when we click, let's say, retranslate, it was translating further on afterwards. I think this is probably relevant to the
Uh,
number of it divides to, right?
no, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
That was the different issue. That was the different issue actually.
Okay. Oh, that is sorted.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Can you just let me know what that issue was? Because I was thinking it's still in translation. I was trying to figure it out.
No, no. Means we are talking about the problem. Like if you will go to the Ulka website, okay.
Uh-huh.
So what happened? Like suppose you are giving a long paragraph as an input and you want to get the translation.
Right.
So our NMT model, what it was doing, it was it was giving the translation of the first 200 tokens only.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, because here I have shown you the function. We have put the limit. So we have put the limit not to overload our NMT server, right? So, but like here the sentence when we were developing the Anuvaad framework, in that case, in general, if you will see the even the in the developer version, you will generally see that the input is like one line or two line or three line, right? If you can see the examples.
Yeah, yeah.
So in that case, it was working fine. But like suppose if you take the case of Ulka, where like an user can give the input as more than 10 sentences at
Mm.
the same time. So when we are passing that sentence as input and the code is written in that way, so it is taking the whole 10 sentences as a single string. And we are doing the tokenization, the subword tokenization, we are applying the byte pair encoding. So in that case, it is like very high chances that the number of subword token would be more than 200.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Okay,
Got it.
so what happened that like the NMT model is giving the translation, but like it is giving the translation for the first 200 tokens only, not the
Got it.
entire paragraph.
Got it. So if I try it in sentence translation in develop also, it should uh, have the same problem also now, right?
Yes,
Like,
yes, yes, yes,
got it.
yes.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, so
Got it.
so what now we have done? So that's why we have written the separate function for the encode, translate, decode. Now what we are doing? So when you are giving one paragraph or any number of paragraph as an input, 1 minute. Yeah. So like where were we?
Uh, Paragraph sentence tokenizer.
Okay, yeah. So in the so and what we have done here now. So when you are passing the whole paragraph or maybe 10 sentences as an input in a single string, we are doing the sentence level tokenization. Means when you are giving the input one paragraph as an input, so in one paragraph you can have like the several sentences. So in the first step we are doing the sentence level tokenization. So when we are doing the sentence level tokenization, so when we will pass a single sentence as an input to the NMT model, so it will give you the translation, right?
Yeah.
So so what?
So basically,
Yeah.
converted that whole sentence into a list of sentences. That's it, right?
Uh, yeah, the whole sentence is into a list of sentences.
Okay.
Okay, so but at the same time, like we are passing the whole information in a batch.
Yeah,
So
correct.
in one batch, you have maximum 25 number of string. Now let let make the difference. So now in one batch you have the 25 string.
Mhm.
Some of string maybe one paragraph, maybe some of the strings are only a single sentence. So
Mhm.
you need to keep track that, like, because when you are returning the translation, so what you will do, you will return the translation for the whole paragraph together.
Mhm.
So you need to keep track of that, like the first string is how many in the first string you how many sentences do you have, in the second sentence how many sentences do you have, right? You need to keep
Okay.
track of this part. You got my point?
Yeah, that's
So
why
yeah.
you have detonized in the end as well.
Yes, yes. So that's why what here I am doing. So this is the I have written this code. So here what I am doing. So you see here in the input parts, uh, we have done the sentence level tokenization. In the sentence count part, what we have done, like we have keep track of the size of each individual within the batch.
Okay.
Okay. So and you can see we have used this thing here. So now if you will go to the definition of this part, so means here you can see like the first one is written for any of the Indic language, the second one is written for the English language separately. Okay, so here for the the sentence level tokenization, I have used the indic NLP library. This part, the sentence is split. Okay, and for the English sentence level tokenization, I have used the the sentence tokenization implemented in the NLTK library.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so now see here, but like in both the cases, you will get the same one. So if you will go to the Indic NLP library, they have also done the sentence level tokenization for English language. So I
Okay.
thought that it is better to keep one library. Okay, but I have written the separate function if in case like in the future, because the accuracy of NLTK is more in like in comparison with the Indic NLP, in particular for the English language. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why I have done here. Uh, Now again, in the end, we need to detokenize the whole thing, the whole paragraph, what you have done the tokenization, right?
Yeah.
So here you need the translated as well as that the track of the how number sentences are present in each individual in the of the batch.
Okay.
So like you can see that if since I have implemented, you can see the definition that is okay.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, that is the whole idea. Yeah, Ratan.
No, that's the whole part from mine. I have no questions in this
Okay.
for now.
Yes. Yes, Ruti.
Yeah, I also don't have any questions from this one. So
Okay.
what
Yeah.
will be the plan for our next KT?
Uh, Try to means more or less I have covered that part. Okay.
Mhm.
Like, but apart from that, I in the like in the meanwhile, I am also checking something like here. I have not explained you the this part, like the post processing part.
Mhm.
If you remember, I have shown you only the you go to the definition, right?
Yeah,
So
really.
we don't need to do those changes. So but like I am going through this thing, and but like if I will get the time, I will do it. And other thing is like this part, the translate part. So we have translate part. Yeah. So
Not
translator,
sure.
I think this one. Yeah, this one in the model vocabulary. Here you have the. I think you should have the translator class. Yeah, this one. So because like for the further processing, we need to do these changes actually, or
Okay.
maybe fine tuning the maybe fine tuning the indic trans model.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe in the next KT we will discuss about the sentence aligner part.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, sure.
yeah,
Yes.
and apart from that, if you have some doubt, because if you will once we will go through the code, I think that there will be many doubts.
Yeah.
Okay, so you please go through the code, then we will discuss again those doubts, and next again we will see about the indic trans model.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure, Amit.